Guys, Bob Ross Thomas here. Back in February, I took a trip to Colombia, and as I was landing in Miami on the way to Colombia. First stop's always Miami, and as I saw Miami and how flat it was, my goodness, it reboosted my zeal for the flat Earth. And so, although my phone was turned off at the time, I thought I'm going to take some pictures on the way to. I don't know if I did any on the way from Miami to Colombia, but on the way back I did. And then landing in Miami, I took pictures that second time landing from Colombia. And then taking off at night, I took pictures of Miami, as you will see in this video. There's pictures of Colombia, leaving Colombia. There's pictures of landing in Miami and taking off from Miami. But it blows my mind how people can't see it when you look at it. But see, I didn't see before either, because see, we don't even think about it. You grow up in the matrix. You've been brainwashed. You can't see the truth, although it's right in front of you. Since I became a flat earther, when I look at the flat earth, it's just common sense. It's common sense that the earth is flat. The flat earth is right in front of you. It's flat everywhere. You see the city, how flat it is. Everything is flat. This is Colombia here. Everything's flat. There is no curvature. And yet people are raised to believe there's a curvature. It didn't make sense to me when I was a kid that they told me I was on a round spinning globe. I lived on the side of it, but I wasn't falling off. And we were spinning around, and the water was sticking to the globe. None of that made sense, but I came to accept it because that was what was taught. And when the flat earth was first introduced to me by stumbling upon one of Rob Skiba's videos, I listened to a few minutes of it and thought, God, this guy's a nut. Then I clicked off of it, but I looked to the side and saw two videos that caught my eye: Scientific Proof and Confessions of an Airline Pilot. So I listened to those two videos, and I spent the next 6 hours listening to videos or watching videos. And my whole physical worldview was changed that night. My spiritual worldview had already been changed, but my physical worldview needed to be changed. And so do a lot of other people's. The earth is flat. It's common sense. It's right before our eyes. But the problem is, trying to convert somebody to flat earth is as hard as trying to convert somebody to Christianity. It doesn't matter how much you present the truth to them, how much you can show them, how much common sense it is. It doesn't matter what truth you can show them, what you think you can prove. They're in the matrix. They've been pre-programmed not to receive that. As people of the world, they see Christianity as a religion. That's what they've been taught. That's religious stuff. It's bad for you. You don't want it. So it doesn't matter what you say to them. You can get such a small percentage of people to come to Christ when you share the message of the gospel. The same way, it's just as hard with the flat earth. Their ears are closed. They're not listening. It doesn't matter what you can show them. They're not listening. That's why I suggest that you watch Eric DeBuy's video on how to present the flat earth to people, because he's got the best way. He shows you on the video on how to try to share flat earth to people, because you definitely don't want to try to preach to them, because it doesn't work. But as you see in this video, the earth is flat. And as an electrician for many years and doing electrical construction work and being aware of all the phases of construction work, one of the things after coming into the flat earth, it becomes so aware of, you see how cities are built flat. You can see when you see the skyline of any major city, when on some of these videos, like when they're showing the one about Chicago, because they're measuring from across the water, the skyline of Chicago or Toronto or any of these big cities, it shows how flat the city is built and all the buildings. And see, in construction work, we use levels, which are made out of water. And as Eric Dubai talks about the physics of water, that's what we use for leveling. The air bubble inside the level does not level it. It's the water that levels the air bubble. And you place that level in different places. Why? Because a building structure is unstable if it's not level. They're all built level and straight up. So you have to level things horizontally and you have to level them vertically. And that's how way construction work is done. Now, as far as electrical, we level our electrical conduits just for them to look neat. That's not important. But the walls, the masons and the iron workers and the guys that put up the metal studs, all that, the building structure itself, it all has to be level. That's why the Leaning Tower of Pisa has always been the wonder of the world, because it hasn't fallen. So everything's built on a flat plane. Everything we built, everything is always built on a flat plane. If they're building in a part of the earth that's unlevel because of, we have mountains and valleys. And earth, the terrain is not always flat. They always dig it out and make it flat when they're building any kind of structure, because everything has to be level to be a sound, stable structure. So that and water is naturally level. And you can watch the video on the physics of water by Eric Dubai. Another guy wanted to show how the water didn't convince him, so he goes out in the North Carolina mountains and measures off the Appalachians from the peaks, and he has no basis because not all the valleys are the same. He has no basis, so what's the elevation from ground level up? So he goes off sea level and finds that based on the sea level, these peaks that are all the same elevation, he measures the ones that for the telescope that are like 50, 60, 70 miles away or something, and finds that they're level. The interesting thing, he's going off sea level. What sea level? The ocean is quite a bit ways from the Appalachians over to the coast of South Carolina or North Carolina to the ocean. See, all that should be, if there's a curvature, that's already dropped off. And yet, he's using sea level as basis because that's what they use to be able to record the elevation of these mountain tops, the peaks. They use sea level. Well, if there's curvature, sea level wouldn't even apply there because the sea level has done curve down on the other side of the earth before they can get to the sea. But the reality is it's not. Sea level is level with where they should be measuring off of because it's a flat earth. And so based on sea level, he found out all these peaks that have the same elevation are also level with one another. And that's what convinced him of the flat earth. But interesting, he didn't consider the basis of that he was using sea level was wrong anyway if there was a curvature. But here we have a little bit of video of the city starting now. So as we can see, the earth is flat. This is the city of Miami and the coast at night, leaving Miami on the way back, flying back to Nashville, Tennessee. And it's beautiful, and it's flat, and the earth is flat. We've got to get people's eyes open to the deception. They've been deceived. So share this video, share other videos, listen to the video Eric DeBay has about sharing flat earth with others. Let's get out and spread the truth. Let's help to open people's eyes. Because look, you can see for 190 miles, no curvature. Here 140 miles, no curvature. We don't live on a globe. We've got to get people's eyes open. And the way we can show them the truth is present them to them in a way, present it where we're not preaching at them. Invite them over to your house. Say, come over to my house. Let's sit back and have some food. Come, invite them over for dinner and turn on a flat earth video and let them watch it themselves. And that's the only way. Don't start to try to share it with them yourselves. Just say, hey, let's watch this video. It's really cool. You'll like it. It's really funky. It's made me think and see some things. It's pretty interesting. Let's watch it. It's not too long. And just turn on the video with them in the room and let them watch it themselves. And if you can get them to watch a couple videos, 2 or 3 videos, that's all you can do. At that point, like Eric says, either they'll get hooked and turn to flat earth, or forget about it. It ain't no use. It ain't gonna work. Thanks so much. Bye. Y'all take care.